hi. I feel like it's been an age since I've done this. It's currently raining very heavily and thundering. So I don't know noise-wise what's happening, what's going on. I think I need to invest in a microphone. Anyway, I'm trying not to get distracted and it's so difficult. Hello. Hi. I don't know what I'm doing. I never do. I've got a new phone. So if this looks weird, if this looks odd, that's why. I'm still kind of getting used to it. I've had it for about a week. I haven't really done much filming with it though. So I don't know what I'm doing with it. Oh, more thunder. I haven't spoken to the camera for ages. Must be coming on to 3 weeks now, surely. I don't know what happened to me for a couple of weeks there, but I just wasn't in the mood to film anything, which is fine. I haven't really got much to say, much to update you on, because I haven't been doing a great deal of anything, or at least I can't think of anything that I've been doing. I just thought I would try and make myself remember things by sitting here talking to the camera. It's still thundering. It's still thundering. I'm gonna talk through the weather as if nothing's happening, and then editing me can have a field day trying to circumvent all of that. I have fallen into the same old habit of wanting to go out and do things and being very excited, and then waking up in the morning and immediately hating the idea of going out. Immediately. But at the same time, also hating the fact that I'm staying in. So I've been in this weird little middle space that's been killing me a little bit. Yeah. I don't know why I get like this sometimes. It's fine. I just need to work my way out of it a little bit. But it's kind of been since my birthday. So maybe I just did too much during my birthday and my body hasn't fully recovered yet. I cannot say. But the amount of times I have wanted to go up city and do things up city, not even like strenuous things, just going to Waterstones, having a little look around, getting coffee, doing work up there. I have wanted to do that so many times and yet have not been able to bring myself to do it. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Also, very weather related. It is currently June, but you wouldn't believe it if you saw the state of our weather because it sucks. Like I've said, right now it is raining and thundering in June. Other than that, not a lot. Like I said, I've bought a new phone. That was expensive. But my other one was on its last legs and very much dying. So I had to kind of suck it up and pay for a new phone. I do like it though. I bought an iPhone. I'm one of those girls now. And I like it way more than my old phone. I had a Samsung. You don't need to know this. These are pointless details. But it's way better. I love it so much. I don't like the price tag though. So there you go. But my photos and videos should be a lot better now. Quality wise anyway. Who knows? Wow, it is raining so hard. Anyway, maybe. Remember how I said a while ago that I was going to do work all of the time? Because like I have an art degree and I enjoy art and this other stuff. You remember that? I haven't still done anything. Still. And every day I wake up and think, maybe today's the day that I'm going to sit down and do some drawing. It never is. I do not know what's wrong. Other than the fact that I've just gotten into the routine of not doing any art, I don't know. I, like many people, I feel, have a crippling fear of like a blank page, especially a blank first page. I do not like blank books, but to kind of get past that, you have to do something in the book. Still haven't got past that part yet, which is great for me. So every day I've been thinking about doing stuff and I haven't done stuff. And I feel like I'm letting it get out of hand now, which I've said so many times, truly. I don't know. Part of me still does enjoy art and likes the memories, I'll say, of drawing, because obviously I haven't done it for a while. Likes the memories of drawing and painting and all this other stuff. But I don't know why I haven't been able to do it lately. Like the past year, I have not been able to do any art related stuff. I can't say why. I don't really know why, other than maybe I've fallen out of the routine of doing it, like I said. But it's kind of annoying. Very annoying. Because I have so many things I want to paint or draw, sketch, whatever. And I have the urge to do it, but then nothing ever comes from that. It just stays as a I want to do kind of thing instead of I've done this. I don't know. Maybe also because I don't like wasting time. And I feel like it would be a waste of time, which sounds bad. I know that sounds really bad. But what I mean is that if it doesn't go right the first time, or if it doesn't look the way I want it to look the first time, I'm going to be very mad at myself because it would have been a waste of time, right? And because I haven't done it for so long, I already know that if I go to do something, it's not going to look how I want it to look. I'm fighting a losing battle over here. It's fine, kind of. Hopefully though, I might be able to slowly get the ball rolling or trick myself into thinking that I'm being productive, progressing, I don't know. Because tomorrow I'm going to meet up with Alice. Haven't seen Alice since my birthday, so like 3 weeks. And we're going to meet up. They're doing their own little thing in the morning. And then I believe, because the weather is still meant to be very dismal and rainy and gross, that we're going to go to a cafe, get some nice drinks and pastries and such, and then sit down drawing, chatting, catching up, sketching, all those kind of things. And having somebody else there with me, or like sat opposite me, doing the same thing that I'm meant to be doing, will probably help me to just not think too hard about what I'm doing, and I will just start drawing in that blank sketchbook. I don't know. I feel like I'm bullshitting myself into thinking these things. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So there's that little tangent, that little tidbit. I still haven't done any work. Yay me. Other than that, I'm still kind of reading, like a little bit every day. I still have Kindle Unlimited. I know I've read things on there, but because Kindle Unlimited is so accessible, I cannot remember what I've read. I know it's been a mix of like rom-coms and sport romances. What on earth have I been reading? There's a motorbike out there. But I read Mile High. That was cute. Very adorable. My standards in a partner have hit the roof now. Like unachievable. It was so fun though. It was so cute. It was, I mean, there's nothing to really say about it. It's just a bog standard kind of sport romance. But it was adorable. There were moments in it that I hated it. It was fine. I think other than it being a sport romance, the other thing it had was like forced proximity, that kind of thing. It's sister's best friend, and they move in together. Like these two main characters are kind of forced to move in together, and it's just a whole cute little time. I enjoyed it. I did. I ate it up in like 2 days, probably. There's a bike going crazy outside right now. Crazy. Other than that one, and other memorable ones that I cannot really recall right now, I finished listening to an audiobook as well that I had going. I had this audiobook going, I kid you not, for like 28 days. It took me 28 days to finish this book. Just because it was so slow. It was so slow, such a drag. I even had this audiobook on 2x speed because that's the only way to get through some of them sometimes, and it still took me 28 days. I mean, what was it called? It's called A Fate of Wrath and Flame is what I want to say. It was just a lot. I can't really remember much of what happened. I did post a review of it. It's just now all the details have flooded out of my head. It was kind of your bog standard fantasy romance. Very much bog standard. There was a lot of parts in it that, as I was reading it, I felt like had been, I don't want to say stolen because they're not stolen, but kind of taken as inspiration, we'll say, from like Jennifer Armentrout's From Blood and Ash series and Sarah J Maas's like Throne of Glass series. Probably a whole bunch of others as well. I just didn't make the connections. But there were little parts that make up the world or make the characters unique and like the magic system unique that I was like, I've seen this somewhere else before, but I can't say I'm mad at it. I mean, they cross over all the time, right? It's what makes fantasy romance kind of fantasy romance, how similar that they all are. There was just little things throughout that book that were niggling me that I didn't really care about. It started off really good and then it just turned into a bog standard romance fantasy kind of time. I'm gonna listen to the second book out of sheer hope that it will get more interesting because the ending was kind of fun, but we'll see. I don't know. I really don't know. The other book that I'm currently reading, and I'm actually enjoying reading this one because I have been waiting for it to come out for a few months now, is Leather and Lark by Brianne Weaver. I want to say that's the author's name. Leather and Lark, it's a serial killer romance. I think we all know by now that I love serial killer romances. It says a lot about me as a person. There's just something so much funner about it. I don't know, it's like higher stakes, there's more plot wise, it's just more of an interesting story. And I've always loved like the darker stories anyway. So as soon as I found serial killer as like a subgenre in romance, I was sold. So many of my favorite like series have that as part of it, but it's so good. It's the second book. The first book is Butcher and Blackbird, and I ate that one up as well. This second one, it's about the brother of like Rowan. I want to say his name's Rowan. In this one, it's Lachlan, and his relationship with a woman called Lark, who is best friends with the female lead from the first book. That one, like Butcher and Blackbird, I raved about it so hard when I first read it, and that one, it follows two characters, two serial killers, as they encounter each other at random, and he becomes smitten with her. He is a big fan of her work, and because he saved her, they agreed that his payment, excuse for seeing her basically, would be an annual game. The annual game being who can find this other serial killer, murderer, bad person first and get rid of them. That's the whole thing of that book. They fall in love, everything like that. They open a restaurant together. It's very adorable, very cute, and just hilarious. The plot for Leather and Lark is it starts out with Lark basically screwing up a murder. She murders for fun. She goes after a specific kind of people, but she murders for fun. And she kind of messes up and leaves a whole bunch of evidence, so they have to get a cleanup crew involved, and it's a good thing her parents are kind of dodgy as well. And Lachlan is called out to do this cleanup. You don't know it's him at the time, but it is him. And they do not get on at all. Like, it's just constant tension and anger. he thinks that she's some kind of spoiled little princess that's just caused an accident to happen, and she cannot stand him because he's so presumptuous and annoying. And he throws her in the boot of his car, because that's the only way, apparently, that he's gonna get her away from the scene undetected. She does not appreciate that one bit, and she hightails it out of there. She somehow, some way, gets out of the boot of the car and is able to escape. That's their first encounter, which was hilarious in the most absurd way possible. And then a little bit later on in the book, it jumps like a year and then another year, and they end up meeting each other again, but they don't realise that it's them from that situation at their friend's wedding. Obviously the wedding for the characters in the first book. And they have a moment on a balcony, like these two do, Lachlan and Lark. They have a whole moment, a whole thing on a balcony, until she realises who he is. And she's immediately turned off. She does not like it anymore. Things progress, the story moves, and what ends up happening, I'm only halfway through the book, so I can't say how it ends, but what ends up happening is, because her parents are dodgy people, they have dodgy connections, people around them are being murdered by this whole other character who we do not know. And they think that it is Lachlan because he's mad at his boss and he's already messed things up in the past for them, and he wants to get back at them for reasons and stuff. And she knows that that will hurt her best friend, the ones that got married. And the only way to kind of save him, because also he's innocent, she knows that he hasn't been doing anything like that. She might not like him, but she knows the guy. The only way that she can kind of protect him, whilst also protecting more so her best friend, is by marrying him. But there's tension galore, so much tension. Lachlan is constantly being an adorable little sweetheart, whereas Lark is very closed off and wants nothing to do with him. He is trying so hard to make things better for her, and he's just being so sweet and adorable. So sweet and adorable. Like, neither of them really wanted to get married, but also it doesn't hurt, so it's fine. He's trying to make the best of the situation. Poor little guy. But that's what I'm reading currently. Leather and Lark. Yes, I'm gonna go in now though, because the weather has finally stopped. It's not raining anymore, and I want to go before it starts to rain again and I get stuck in here. I also forgot to say, because I'm a complete idiot, but I have not been doing any journaling. Literally none. No journaling. Maybe I'm not meant to be a journaler. I don't know. We did it for like a year and a bit, and I have not done anything in it. I have gone a month and a half, I think, without updating it, which is fabulous. I have printed things out. I have sat down with it open to do things, and it just hasn't happened. I don't know. So I feel like I need to change up how I journal, but I don't quite know how to do that. Before, with my journal, I did it like daily, so it'd be a daily entry, and I would print off pictures for that day of what I'd been doing or what I'd been watching or reading, just any pictures really that took my fancy. And I think I would let it collect for like 3-4 days, and I'd print them all out and then I'd journal away, and that would be that. It'd be fine. But I don't think that works anymore for me. I feel like just scrapping the journal I have been using, the one I've been working on, because it's like half full, it's fine, and starting anew. I was looking at Hobonichis as well, because they're like the journal of journals, you know what I mean? But I cannot, well I can, but I can't buy them anywhere in the UK without them costing an arm and a leg. And I'm not prepared to pay an arm and a leg for something that might not work for me anymore, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe next year, if I'm still journaling, I will buy one. But it's kind of annoying. It is kind of annoying, I can't lie. It's so bad. I don't know what's happened. I really do not know. But I might go back to how I very first started doing my journal. I had like a A6 one or something even smaller than that. And I would just every day, at some point throughout the day, usually at night when I got home from work, I would sit down with it and just write a little entry. And it didn't matter how much or how little I wrote because it was only an A6 thing, so it was already a small journal. I don't know. I think I just need to ponder, I suppose, more if journaling's for me. Because I did really enjoy it, and it was really great, and I like looking through them. It's just quite hard somehow, for some reason, to actually sit down and journal as of late. This past like month and a bit. So that's fabulous. Yeah, I just thought I needed to say, because I usually film myself journaling to some extent, and I haven't done any. Nada. That's not bad.
No, I haven't read that. Yellow. Ring through the place, knocking everything over. That's the reason we parked all the way over there.